Folks, I'd like to call the meeting to order.
I was like,
Can we
really need me to do
please
this for you?
stand for a pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the record, this is a special public meeting of the Bayonne Board of Ed. It is 6:07 p.m., the 17th day of April. We're convening in the Anna J. Herbert Meeting Room. Presiding officer is Joseph Broderick. President of the Bayonne Board of Education. Those in attendance are Dr. Gary Maida, Board Secretary, and Mr. Mitchell Pasquale, Esquire, our Board Counsel. The meeting's open to the public. I will take a roll call. Trustee Alonso is absent. Trustee Casillas?
Present.
Trustee Cruden?
Present.
Trustee Finnerty is absent. Trustee Munoz?
Here.
Trustee Ryan?
Here.
Trustee Bellato?
Here.
Vice President Wilbeck is absent. President Broderick, we have a quorum.
For the record, adequate a written advance notice of at least 48 hours, giving the time, date, and location of this meeting with the agenda was provided as follows. Notice was prominently posted in City Hall at 630 Avenue C on the bulletin board reserved for such announcements of the Board of Education. The board secretary sent such notice to the Jersey Journal and the Bayonne Community News. Notice was filed with the municipal clerk of the City of Bayonne, Mr. Robert F. Sloan.
The special meeting was called in regards to our superintendent's search, but I do have one resolution, one bit of business that I would like to get out of the way. It's an award of bid that cannot be held up to our April 30th meeting, and we would like to do it tonight. Whereas the Bayonne Board of Education advertised bids on January 16th, 2019, to be opened on February 26th, 2019. And the board has examined said bid proposals, recommended that a contract be awarded to the lowest qualified responsible bidder, conforming to the bid specifications and any addendum thereto, that the school business administrator, assistant superintendent business, certifies that funds are available for the expense of this action. It is the Midtown Community School Number 8 roof replacement. Therefore, be it resolved that a contract be awarded to VMG Group for the base amount of $889,000 and an alternate one above of $56,000, and for a total bid award of $945,000 for roof replacement at Midtown Community School. Be it resolved that this Board of Education move that the recommendations of this Board of Education be adopted, that the President is authorized to execute the contract with the Secretary on behalf of the Board, and that the Board Council approve the contract to form. School Business Administrator be authorized to issue purchase orders for the same. Be it further resolved that the Board President and the Board Secretary sign, and on behalf of this Board Council approve same to form. This resolution is effective immediately. Do I have a motion?
I motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
So we have a motion by Trustee Ryan and a second by President Broderick. On that motion and second, Trustee Alonso is absent. Trustee Casillas?
Yes.
Trustee Cruden?
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty is absent. Trustee Munoz?
Just a question before
Sure.
we start. Is this project eligible for ROD grant reimbursement?
I do not know the answer to that question. I know there is still a certain amount of money left in the category for school number 8. I will get that answer for the 30th.
Okay, and finance approves this resolution?
Finance
Yes.
approves it.
Okay, then yes.
We did it at our finance meeting yesterday. Thank you, trustee. That's a yes. Trustee Ryan?
Yes.
Trustee Bellato?
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck is absent. President Broderick?
Yes.
That concludes my business for tonight. Mr. President, at this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to our representatives from HYA, who have a presentation on superintendent. I'll help hand these out.
It took so long because
Sure,
they're
thank
so
you.
much lower than everybody else that they investigated to make sure they're reputable. gotta keep it confidential.
Okay.
We could maybe go through when we were together last to now, and the process that took place over those couple of weeks. No, we're not gonna talk. There's going to be no names, and obviously, at some point, when we're finished out here, we will adjourn to a closed session.
So you want no names mentioned of any of the candidates?
Just what has been done up to now, from the
Okay.
last time we were together to now, just the process that we've gone through.
Okay.
That's what you said, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, all right, very good. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How are you?
We're making great progress, which is a good thing. From the last time that we met, as you recall, we had the forums, we gathered information, we had the profiles. We used the profiles to actually come up with the position description, we put the information out there. We put the slate and information online and began to accept applications. So from that time, what we have here is we're going to just give you some information about the candidate types and the facts about that. What you have in your folders are the candidates that we are presenting to you to actually review. And from that review, you will let us know those that you're interested in to further interview. We can always tell you a little bit about why we selected those people. We have that information for you. So when you go into closed session or when you review the candidates, we do have all the ones that were redacted or were not interviewed. We have all of that information for you.
Okay.
So if any questions come up while you're going through the candidates, we can pretty much answer all of the questions. Once you have your candidates selected, we will do further looking into, references. We will check references and can do all the other deep work once you have determined the ones that you want to see. So what I'm going to do is and by the way, our colleague, Dr. Fennig, is on his way. He's traveling in, so he'll be here later to give us some more information. But I'm going to have my colleague present you some facts about the candidate pool that we received.
Yes, we had 28 total candidates, 17 male candidates, 11 female candidates, 9 candidates with superintendent or chief school administrator experience, 10 candidates with central office experience, 3 with principal experience, 5 with other experience, that means vice principal, director, or supervisor, 1 with teacher experience, 8 candidates were screened, teacher applied.
Oh, a teacher, okay.
Yes.
I was like, weren't they all teachers at one point, hopefully?
Just a teacher.
Just a teacher, okay. Ambitious.
We screened 8 candidates. We selected 7 for you to review. 1 candidate did not follow through with his application. 8 applications not screened, and 12 applications were incomplete, neither screened nor slated. That's where we stand. Now, you said you didn't want to mention any names.
No,
Do you want to mention any locations?
no.
No,
You know,
nothing.
No.
We can go.
And Gary, it's not, closed, because the meeting's coming over, because there's no quorum, so it's just really gonna be committed.
We will turn into a
Can we
committee meeting.
explain why we're not mentioning this information now because we have an absence? I mean, would that be? Because I mean, I think that some people are here expecting that we were gonna have like the names mentioned and we were gonna actually present candidates to the board at this time, but
Well-
it's not a full public meeting. We're actually gonna go into closed session because,
But no, even if we had a full quorum,
Well, let me,
the
I'll
other,
back
we
up to the
wouldn't.
first
We
question.
still wouldn't mention
The
their
first
names.
question has to do with the makeup of the search committee that the board put in place. And what we did is we picked the 5 members of the board that are not conflicted. And that is the 4 trustees, Trustee Cruden, Trustee Munoz, President Broderick, and Trustee Velarda, and Trustee Alonso, who could not be at tonight's meeting. At this time, Trustee Ryan and Conscience are sitting up here because of the action of the bid. Obviously, and you could see they do not have jackets, they're not participating in this discussion and will not be in our closed session meeting. So that's the first part. The second part of the question is, one of the reasons in public setting, we're not going to get into particulars is obviously we're talking about 7 people that are working
Yes.
right now in another district.
Yeah.
And I think that would be, well, we all think that that would be very unfair to leak any information out. So that's why we're not going to mention names or background schools or where they did work, because like I said, 6 people are probably not going to be considered here, and we're going to take 1. So it's not
Right.
fair to those 6 that have any personal information go out there. So that's why the discussion out here is going to be very bland, very vague, until we go back inside. I think that satisfies enough for the
Yeah,
audience.
that's good.
I think that's good for the audience out there in TV land? Okay.
Well, I think that's a standard procedure,
Right.
even within our district. If somebody's
Absolutely.
applying, we never really
Yeah, right.
say names, except for the person that's going to be hired.
Right, and also, I just want to add to what Secretary Maida said. I think that the 6 candidates that are being presented here tonight, you know,
7.
seven candidates. Maybe the search committee doesn't like any of them, and we have to go to the drawing board and get a whole, you know, pool of applicants again. So, obviously, I get that, but I just want to make it clear that we're not obligated to take any of these 7.
Right, yeah, and I just wanted to add that we did do initial searches for the ones that we have presented to you, to see if there were any potential problems out there to bring to your attention. So if, as you're looking, you have those kinds of questions, we do have some basic information. Once you dig deeper and you want more, that's when we go to work in terms of references. We call people, we speak to people, and we do dig deep. Okay, so we have done some initial work on the ones that are presented to you.
Now, my question would be, we're gonna start, basically after tonight, we'll probably be starting an interview process with these individuals. Are you people going to be present at that interview
Yes.
process? Okay. Hoping.
But we don't get, we allow you to do your work, and we're kind of there to, in case you have questions for us. We don't necessarily have
But
to
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
participate in the process,
That'd be
right?
terrific.
All right, so I have a question. What if we wanted the applicant to meet with members of our faculty or administration? Like, let's say if we wanted them to meet with any of the union leadership, so they can ask questions of that
Would you
candidate.
do that early on?
Be-
I mean, I
would they-
think.
I'm saying, would they be eligible to do that as well?
Can do that
Well,
and keep
they
it
can.
confidential.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
you're still trying to safeguard, right, in the
No,
beginning?
I'm talking about one of our final
Oh.
applicants.
Okay, well,
Right.
that would be your choice.
Right.
Okay.
You know, ask them if they
Right.
would like to visit the
I
schools.
mean, if you're
meet
still
some
kind
our
of-
staff members before you
Yeah.
make your final decision. you might wanna do that.
Absolutely,
Right.
yeah. I mean, if you're still between and betwixt, and you still want to guard the privacy of the person.
Wait
But
till we
once
get
you
there,
know,
Chris, we're not even
No,
near
no,
there
I'm
yet.
just asking.
Just hold your horses, we're not even near there yet. Haven't even
I
looked
think
at
one
anything
of,
yet.
one of the points also
Not
in,
even
in some
close.
of our paperwork, and obviously on the website from the company, you've laid out some other samples that other districts have gone through with the process, and a lot of that
Right,
stuff is
right.
addressed.
Right.
So we don't have to recreate the
yes,
wheel.
absolutely.
Chris just like to hear himself talk.
Unless there's something else,
We're good?
okay, so
I-
at this
I'm-
time,
I motion that we close.
well, at this time, I'm going
I'm not
to,
Ava, Carol. I'll go at you.
but I do want to get this onto the
Do what they
record.
is up to.
I want to adjourn the public meeting. We're going to go into a committee meeting because we only have 4 members, okay? So it's not a quorum for inside. We're adjourning the public meeting that has the quorum. We're going into a
Do
committee
you
meeting.
want us there, or?
Yes, we're
Okay.
going into a committee meeting for superintendent search with just 4 members.
Okay.
And I have a motion from trustee Cruden.
I'll second.
To adjourn, and a second by trustee Villado. On that motion and second to adjourn, trustee Alonso is absent, trustee Cassius.
Yes.
Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Trustee Finerty is absent, trustee Munoz.
No, just to upset trustee Cruden.
Good, trustee Ryan, trustee
Oh, you're
Villado.
tempting me.
Vice President Wilbeck is
Brad voted, it
absent,
doesn't
President
matter.
Broderick.
Yes.
It is now 6:22. The board will not return.